So check this out. I just want to talk through, you know, everybody's a little bit. First thing, in midst of all the crazy stuff going on, rest in peace to those fallen. Horrible tragedies and things of that nature going on in the U.S. and around the whole world. But I want to talk about God for a second. Because people be like, yo, we need to pray, we need to do this, that, and the third. I'm not telling you to believe in God. God don't exist. I'm not telling you that, man. God, something created us. It's a great thing to have hope and belief and faith in something, because it gives you like a power, a strength to move on throughout your day. And everybody needs that, some type of balance in your life here, because my beliefs may be a little different. I believe God put us here for an experience. You know what I'm saying? So this is why certain things don't work out the way you want. The experience. And so let me touch on something that you may be feeling a little crazy about. For example, about proactiveness. So you depend on God totally, like, well, God's gonna do this and God's gonna do that, and you be like, well, damn, God didn't come through for me, or you make an excuse, well, maybe tomorrow will be better. That's cool. You know what? Because you have a great belief and a great faith. That's a good thing. But I want to give you a different spin on my take and my view of it. So you in your house, and your house is engulfed in flames. You gonna sit there and pray, or you gonna get your ass up and get the fuck out that house? You're gonna get your ass up and get the fuck out that house the best way you can, if possible, and save all the kids or whoever's in there. You're gonna try to get everybody out there safe. You ain't gonna sit there and pray. It's being proactive. Now, I'm not saying if this is a God, you're gonna be like, well, my house got set on fire. You can say it's the devil. You can say it's whoever. But you're gonna get your ass up out that bitch the best way you can. You ain't gonna sit there and pray. You know what I'm saying? See, if belief is that strong, and these things is gonna help you this much in your brain, you would just stay there and pray, and everything would be okay. You would make it. Your family would make it. Or you could think of it this way: if I burn up in there, I didn't get out, I prayed, I'm going home to see my father again. Is that how you think? See, it's all different type of ways to think about things. It's like the media spin on what's going on right now in the world. The media, everything's about money here. Money. Then, the next tier is racism. Black, white, Chinese, Asian, whatever. And you gotta understand, it's classism over racism. So it's all about that money. Believe it or not. Because you see these shootings only happen in low-end suburban communities or urban communities, period. But you don't see them. If they do, it rarely happens in a high-end community. You know why? Because the police are the rich man's security. Otherwise, who's gonna pay them? Nobody goes to work just to work. Most of the time, I'm gonna say 9 times out of 10, nobody goes to work just to work. Who does that? Everybody goes to work to get paid. Otherwise, if you're going to work, just fork your check over me that they trying to pay you at the end of the week. Or tell them you don't accept that money. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. That's what you need to realize. It's like the magician hand is waving over here, and poof, a flower pop out the other end. You ain't see that flower come. Where that flower come from? It's because the flower been there the whole time. You just wasn't paying attention to it. The magician had it on him. It was there. You just was unaware that it was there until it became able for you to see it. And so, so this ain't no video on bashing nobody or none of that. This is enlightening on my viewpoint, my take on things. So maybe if your take is a little different, your spin is a little different, or you don't know how to feel right now, this just could give you some insight and something to hopefully help you go on and move to the next step. Now, being proactive and doing things in your community and help stop all these things going down. It starts from somewhere, from a base, whether it be slow, fast, or progressive. Things need to happen. Congress, people want to blame the president for things. You can't move without the House and the Senate. You can't. So people be like, oh, the president gonna come in there and change. The president ain't changing nothing unless Congress and the House back him. You gotta understand, and the people in the Congress, they don't have a time limit really. We keep people vote them in every 2 years. You know what I'm saying? In staggered, in the staggered votes in that system. But the thing is, like, okay, some of these people been sitting here for 60 years. There's no time limit on them. So it could be the same people from back in the day when racism was here. The Civil Rights Act didn't want to pass. They still in there. You got to change the call. You got to understand. Them people ain't giving up their seats in the position. It's about that money. This is why stuff don't happen, because things aren't changing. Presidents change every 4 years or 8 years, depending if they got elected 2 terms. But them senators can sit on there, and them house reps can sit on there for long periods of time. Now these same people versus these different presidents, you got to understand what is changing unless you change them and get them up out of there. Then the whole policing system set up, that needs to be changed too. You know what I'm saying? That shit amazes your governors. Or you got to get out there and be aware of this stuff. And how to change, you got to change it from the core. It's the core to change this stuff. I'm not just making this up. You can look this up. This is a thing called Google now. Everybody could look up on Google and find out certain things. Now you got to look and skim and search through the facts, and things is, you know what I'm saying? Everything's not as they appear. But you being a person, you know what I'm saying, of some type of sense, could figure out, well, this seems more consistent with this. You know? So you gotta look into things like that. And the sources, what's reliable. Mind you, a lot of these sources is all from the same thing. With certain things is facts, it depends on how you view it. So I'm just saying, don't get stuck in one area, well, how to do this and how to do that, and you stuck here and you stay in the loop. You got to get yourself out the loop. Don't become a statistical loop. Well, I'm going to end it like this, man. Everybody, have a blessed day. I hope going forward that you guys understand that there's more than one way to think about things. Think outside the box. You know what I'm saying? Organize your mind. Educate yourself. And educate others that will listen. Start in your own circle. Then connect to somebody of another circle. And those circles will grow. That's all.